Well, we're beginning the good old topic of volume of cylinders. And you may ask, why do I have all these pictures of rectangles here? Well, if we're going to learn to calculate the volume of the cylinder, it's very similar to the formula for many other geometric figures, such as the rectangular prism. The formula for many of the basic geometric shapes is base area, which is right here, times the height, which is right here. So the first step in finding the volume is to find the base area. And that is the same for a prism or a cylinder. So if we begin with an empty box, we note that the base has a formula for the area. It would be length times width, would be 8 times 5, which would give us along the bottom here 40 little pieces. And here we've laid them into the format of that empty rectangular prism. So all volume does is put in another layer and another layer, depending on how high the structure is. And it fills it up from the inside out. So volume is what's on the inside. And when we fill it up, we get a structure that looks something like this. It's all in little cubes. And that's why we call it cubic units versus square units. If we take this example, we see the base area, or the bottom of the rectangle, would be calculated by 5 times 2. So this is the base area, 5 times 2. It is written with a capital B. It's the base area times the height, which is this, which measures from the bottom up. So that'd be 3. So that'd be 10 times 3, which would end up as 30 units, cubic units. In short, you're putting in 3 layers of 10 and adding them all up to get 30. Let's apply what we learned about the volume of filling up a rectangular prism and use that to find the volume of the cylinder. And we're going to fill it from the bottom up also, but the base area of a cylinder is the area of a circle, not a square or rectangle. It goes by the formula pi r squared. But in the end, the volume will be the base area times the height. So let's calculate volume equals base times height. And let's use this example. This tube represents the radius, and it's used to calculate the area of the circle. And that is the base area structure. So we're going to find the base area, which is a circle, pi r squared. Substitute in 3.14 times the radius squared. 2 times 2 is 4. And we end up with an answer of 12.56. And those are the square units that represent the bottom of our cylinder. That is the base. This number represents the height of the cylinder, and abbreviate the height as HT. That number goes right here. This number, 12.56, is put in for the base times the height, which becomes 75.36, rounded off to 75.4, and that would be cubic units. In short, we calculated the area of a circle, 12.56, and we multiplied it 6 times, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, to fill this up with circles. We needed 6 of them to get to the top, and that filled us up for our volume. Now, you try this one. Turn your computer off and try it. This number 10 represents a diameter, and a radius is 1/2 of a diameter, so the radius would be 10 divided by 2, which equals 5. So we first have to calculate the base area, which is the area of a circle. It's pi r squared, which is going to be 3.14 times our radius, which is 5, and we square that. That will become 3.14 times 5 squared, which is 25, and ultimately that ends up being 78.5 feet, and these are square feet at this point. They're the bottom. We've just done the bottom step here. We're going to fill it up 8 times, because that's 8 layers of 78.5. I take our base area times the height. So this is going to be the base area of 78.5 times the height of 8, making 8 layers of 78.5. And this ends up being 628 cubic feet. And that's how you do it.